Namaste, dear students. First of all, let me welcome you to our English class of grade 10. I hope today also you are very curiously waiting for your class. Aren't you? Good. And at the same time, I hope that you are ready with your good necessary materials, and they are your English textbook, notebook, and pen or pencil. Are you ready? Good. If so, we are going to begin new thing in our today's class. Okay? Before starting our today's class, can you tell me what did you learn in our previous class? Oh yes, you are right again. See, we read the text about population trend, in a century. Okay, so in some of the parts of the world there would be more population, and some of the parts of the world there would be less population. This is what we read comparatively. Okay, and at the same time we did comprehension task. All right, and today we are going to do some tasks under two different skills of English. And can you tell me what they are? Good job again. They are speaking and listening. Okay, so if you want to improve your English language, you must speak. If you want to get fluency, you must speak. So for this one, you have to be very ready. So are you ready for it? Good. If so, I want to start our today's class on the speaking skill. So you have to be very active. Okay, good. Now let me show you. Okay, what do you see there? Yes, there is an instruction. So what does the instruction say to us? All of you read, please. Yes, you are right. The instruction says, what do the following figure and chart illustrate? Interpret them to your friends. So can you see the chart there, figure there? No, don't worry, I am going to show you. This is the figure. This is the chart for you. Okay, what do you see there? Now it is first aid for an unconscious person. So what do you see in the first picture? Now you have to tell it to your friends. Okay, you have to share this, you have to interpret, you have to describe what you have seen in the picture now, in the figure. This is what we have to do in our today's first part of our class. So what do you see in the first picture? What do you see here? Yes, you are right. A man is lying there, okay, upward, and at the same time you can see there is another man beside him. And what is he doing? Yes, he is telephoning, okay, on his mobile. And then in the second picture, what do you see here? See, the man is checking the person's mouth. Okay, and again, what do you see here in the third picture? Good job. See, the woman is pressing the chest of that person. And in the fourth picture, you can see the man is sealing the mouth with that lying person's mouth in order to blow the air. Okay, now your job is just to interpret this chart. All of you, let's try. How do you do it? Okay, good try. See, you can start like this one. It is a speaking skill. Okay, so you have to speak. You can say, the chart shows us. Okay, the chart reveals us, the chart displays us, the chart presents us. You can use these terms. Okay, so simply you can say, the chart shows us about an unconscious person. Good. And in the first picture, the unconscious man is lying on the ground. There is another man beside that lying man. Good job. And again in the second picture, how do you say? Yes, the man is trying to check the mouth of that unconscious person. Okay, if there is something in the mouth or in the throat, Is that good? After that, what is the woman doing there? Yes, she is pressing the chest. Why? She is pressing the chest of the person in order to take out, maybe if there is water or something else, and at the same time to blow air. Preparation for blowing air. Okay, and finally the man is sealing the mouth with that man, unconscious man, and blowing the air. And conclusion, what can be your conclusion? This is how we can save a person's life if someone is sunk or drowned in water, or simply you can say if someone is unconscious. Is that okay? So it means if a figure or chart or anything is given to you while interpreting, first of all, in your first part, you have to introduce what the chart or figure or diagram shows to us. Okay, so what do we say? Yes, we say the chart shows us about an unconscious person, mouth to mouth resuscitation. Okay, and what is shown there in different pictures, charts, you have to describe, you have to interpret. Okay, I hope you might have done it in your writing task. At the same time, you should be able to interpret in speaking. So can you do it now? Okay, if so, I have shared with you. Now, your job. How do you interpret this chart? Once again, all of you, try please. I just want to listen to you. Oh, good. Then, all right. And then third picture? Good job. And what about the fourth picture? Yes, you have done a good job. Okay, this is how you have to do for other charts. Okay, now again, here is an instruction for you. What does the instruction say? First, read and try to understand so that it will be easier for you to do the task, to perform your task. All right. So the instruction says to us, what does the following pie chart illustrate? Interpret them to your friends again. Now you can find your Shraddha's monthly expenses. Now pie chart is like this one. You can see food 34%, education 18%, health 28%, then others 5%, and saving 15%. So this is the monthly income, and from our monthly income she spends this much money on different headings. So how do you, let's say, interpret it to me or to your friends? Let's just try that you have done for the first chart of unconscious person. Let's try. Let us do it now. Okay, good. Go on. Fine. Then again. All right. Then what is more? Good job. Yes, this is how you have to interpret. For example, again, you can say the given pie chart presents us the monthly expenses of Shraddha, or presents us Shraddha's monthly expenses. Out of her monthly, let's say, income, she spends on different headings. This is what you have said. Okay, good job. And you can say she spends 34% of her income on food. Okay. Likewise, she spends 18% on education for her children, schooling. Okay. Then she spends 28% on health, because sometimes we have to go to hospital, we have to buy medicines, How much? 28% on health. Likewise, she spends 5% on other headings, means there can be so many other things. Okay. So 5%. And how much is she able to save per month? Yes, you have to say she saves her money 15% per month. It means that, see, this is how you interpret. Okay, you describe the pie chart. Now finally you can give a conclusion line, concluding line. Okay, you can say her lifestyle is satisfactory because she is able to save 15% from her salary per month. See, if we can save money per month, it means that the lifestyle is okay. Okay, satisfactory. This is how you have to do. So what you have to do? Don't forget three parts. Okay, the first one is introducing part. What the figure shows, you have to say that one. As you have said that the pie chart shows, displays us Shraddha's monthly expenses. Okay, this is introducing part. Then next part is description, the main body. Comparatively, she spends most of her money on food, that is big amount, 34%. Then after, she spends more on education or health, 28%. Then she spends on education, see, and for others 5% only, and she is able to save 15%. This is how you have to comparatively illustrate, okay, interpret. describe. And finally, you have to say the concluding line. So what is our concluding line? Let's say, her lifestyle is satisfactory because she is able to save 15% from her income. So is the idea clear to you? Good job. This is how you have to practice interpreting different charts and figures. Okay. Now again I have another one, that is what you have to do again. So again here is an instruction for you. So what does it say? All of you read it now. Good. It says, what does the following table illustrate? Interpret them to your friends again. And the table is like this one. Wholesale prices of different vegetables. Okay. Tomato, see the date is July 15 and then rupees per kg 75 rupees. August 1st per kg tomato is rupees 68. Likewise potato rupees 41 per kg and then August 1st rupees 36 per kg. Likewise onion on July 15 rupees 29 per kg. August 1st you can find onions price rupees 26 per kg. Cabbage rupees 38 per kg and again August 1st rupees 25 kg. Okay. Cauliflower, do you like cauliflower? Yes, definitely. Rupees 78 per kg and August 1st rupees 55 kg. Okay. French bean, what is the cost here on July 15? 66 per kg and August 1st 56 per kg. Soya bean green 115 per kg, see rupees 115 and then August 1st rupees 97 per kg. Bitter gourd, do you know tite karela? Do you like it? Oh, you like, good. So rupees 58 per kg and then rupees 49 per kg on August 1st. So now while interpreting this one, you have to compare tomatoes price on July 1st and July 15 and August 1st. Okay. Then similarly you have to interpret potato, the different prices on different dates 41 and 36. You have to do these things all, and again in overall you have to compare which vegetable is very much cheap, or you can say cheapest one, or which vegetable is most expensive one. The most expensive vegetable and the cheapest vegetable you have to find from this table, and that can be your concluding line again. So can you do this job? So I don't want to share with you. It's your time. Now interpret it to your friends and to me. I want to listen to you. Okay, go on. Yes, you are right. The table displays us the price of different vegetables of two different dates. Yes, the dates are July 15 and August 1st. Okay. Now, the tomato cost rupees 75 per kg on July 15. Similarly, tomato cost rupees 68 per kg on August 1st. This is how you have to say. And if we compare between these two prices, you can find the tomato, tomato is cheaper on August 1st than July 15. Okay, because here is 75, here is 68. This is how now you have to interpret me about potato. I want to listen to you. Yes, good job. Similarly, you can interpret me onion. Nice, you have beautifully interpreted. Okay, then again interpret cabbage. Wow, good job. Now again you can interpret about cauliflower. Look at. Yes, good job. Now again describe French bean. Good job. Now again describe soya bean. Nice. Now the last one is bitter gourd. Good job. Now what is your conclusion? Okay, fine. So this is how you have to interpret, describe the given charts and figures. Okay. So again, what are the parts? Good. One, introducing part, or you can say introduction. Second, describing part or interpreting part, you can say description or interpretation. And the third part is conclusion or concluding line. This is how you have to interpret. Okay. So I hope you might have been very clear about interpreting any chart or figure. So after this, again, another table we have. Now, this is what again you have to do. So I don't want to give you any clues, okay? You have to do yourself. Now, household facilities in Nepal. I just want to read it for you. Facilities C, radio and 50.8, okay, hours, I think it is. Television 36.5, cable television 19.3, computer 7.3, internet 3.3, telephone 7.4, and here mobile phone 64.6, motor 1.6, motorcycle 9.6, cycle 32.4, other vehicle 0.7, refrigerator 7.2, and this source is from National Population and Housing Census 2011, okay, CBS. This is what the table about. Now you have to interpret it. You have to describe it. I just want to listen to you. Okay, start now. Yes, go on. Good, you are right. Okay. Yes. And now finally, what about telephone? Good. And here about mobile phone, motor, motorcycle? Yes. Finally, cycle, other vehicle, refrigerator. And what about the conclusion? Good job. This is how you have to do. Is the idea clear about interpretation or description of any chart and figure? So don't forget to practice in your free time. All right. Now you can see home assignment for you. This is what you have to do under your speaking skill. Now, number of students you can see. See, students for music. You can see the symbol here also. Music, you can see 20%. Pottery, you can find 25%. Dance, 27. Drama, 28. Social science, 20. Okay. This is what you have to interpret. So have you got it? Good. So interpret it in your free time, okay, with your friends. Now, after this one, I want to take you to another skill. Can you guess what is that skill? Yes, it is shown to you. And another skill of our today's class is listening. And I hope you might have listened a lot, unit by unit, up to 12 units. So I think you can catch the main information from the audio, and you have already known how to do this task, okay? So for this one, again, you have to be very active. You have to be very keep quiet because you have to listen to the audio. So there should not be any disturbance, okay? Now, before listening to the audio, I want to show you the picture. What do you see in the picture here? Yes, you can find here wild animals, okay? You can find different birds, different animals are here, beast, all right? Now, based on this picture, I want to ask you a few questions so that you can guess about the contents of our today's audio. Now, the question for you, what do you think is the status of population of animals in the world today? So you have to find out the status, condition of population of animals in the world today. Are they increasing in number, or are they decreasing in number, or are they in neutral position? What do you think? Okay, that's fine. Some of you have said that increasing. Some of you have said that decreasing. And again, some of you have said that neutral. No problem. That's fine because it is just our guessing for the audio. Okay. Now, B, why is wildlife important to human beings? So what can be the reason? You might have even learnt it in your science and some other subjects. Okay, perfect. Yes, animals are important to human being, okay, wildlife, because we need to have ecological balance, and all the living creatures in the world play an important role to keep balance in ecology. Okay, that's fine. Now after this one, we are going to listen to the audio. Before listening to the audio, again you have to be familiar with the questions, task, what you have to do. So let's be familiar with the task. Now Listen to the audio and fill in the gaps with the correct words or phrases. So you have to be clear, okay? First, read the sentences and what key information we need. Let's make it clear, and while I am playing the audio, you have to listen and try to find out. So let's read the sentences. A. According to World Wildlife Fund, we need to overhaul the way we. So what can be the information? You have to find out. Dot is here, okay? B. The wildlife across the world is again. The population of animals and birds has decreased by in the past 50 years again. So you have to find out. By means maybe data we need again. World Wildlife Fund monitored about animal species in its study. Main information we need again here. Agriculture is responsible for of deforestation in the world. So again, another information you need to find out. We can save the wildlife for the future generation by. How can we save the wildlife? You have to find out the way in this information, okay? So now, be careful that when you find the information for A, then you can find that information just in the next step of the audio, okay? Not before the audio, before this information. You can find after this information for B. And if you find the information for B, after this only you can find information for C. This is how orderly you have to listen and try to find out. So now it's time for playing the audio. You just listen and do this task together, okay? सुन्ने र गर्ने सँगसँगै है त.
A new report from the World Wildlife Fund says that we may need to overhaul the way that we get food in order to save the planet. Ian Lee has more on their findings.
From the savannah to the sea, the world's wildlife is under threat. Everything from big game animals and birds to our favorite fish have had their populations decline nearly 70% in the past 50 years. The World Wildlife Fund released the report.
When we see this decline in wildlife, that we're really seeing an indicator of decline in the overall planet that we call home.
The organization monitored nearly 21,000 different species. It says the destruction of habitats, like rainforests, is one of the biggest culprits.
How we grow food around the world is the biggest driver of decline for terrestrial species, species that live in forests or grasslands.
Agriculture is to blame for up to 80% of the global deforestation. To help stop the trend, experts say we only need to look as far as our kitchen.
There are clearly decisions that each of us can make in terms of what we eat, what we buy, how we use energy, a lot of choices that we make that do ripple through the system.
By living a more sustainable life, we can preserve our natural wonders and the animals that live there for future generations. Ian Lee, CBS News, London.
Okay, I hope you might have done this task. Okay, have you done? Have you got the information? Yes, it is easy to listen to the audio. Okay, I think you might have got very clearly, easy to understand. Now, once again, I just want to play for this task. This time, you just listen and check your information, whether you have got the right, correct information or not. And if you haven't got, then you can correct your information here. Okay, so listen to it and check whether you are right or wrong. Now, I am playing.
A new report from the World Wildlife Fund says that we may need to overhaul the way that we get food in order to save the planet. Ian Lee has more on their findings.
From the savannah to the sea, the world's wildlife is under threat. Everything from big game animals and birds to our favorite fish have had their populations decline nearly 70% in the past 50 years. The World Wildlife Fund released the report.
When we see this decline in wildlife, that we're really seeing an indicator of decline in the overall planet that we call home.
The organization monitored nearly 21,000 different species. It says the destruction of habitats, like rainforests, is one of the biggest culprits.
How we grow food around the world is the biggest driver of decline for terrestrial species, species that live in forests or grasslands.
Agriculture is to blame for up to 80% of the global deforestation. To help stop the trend, experts say we only need to look as far as our kitchen.
There are clearly decisions that each of us can make in terms of what we eat, what we buy, how we use energy, a lot of choices that we make that do ripple through the system.
By living a more sustainable life, we can preserve our natural wonders and the animals that live there for future generations. Ian Lee, CBS News, London.
All right, have you checked? Good. Now, again, you can check with me, okay? So, I have got this information. Whether you have got or not, please check, okay? Now, the first one, according to World Wildlife Fund, we need to overhaul the way we, what's your answer? Yes, you are right, get food, okay? Now, next one, the wildlife across the world is. So, what is your information here? Said in the audio. Okay, let me show you under threat. Have you got this phrase? Yes, under threat, you know. Now, next one, the population of animals and birds has decreased by in the past 50 years. So, what is the data percentage here? What is it? Okay, see, nearly 70%. Or if you write only 70%, that's fine. You are right. Okay. Now, next one, World Wildlife Fund monitored about, again, animal species in its study. So, what is your information that you have written? Okay, you are right. See, it is 21,000. All right. Now, E, agriculture is blame. The term is used there in the audio, blame. Okay. So, it means responsible, you can understand. Agriculture is responsible for of deforestation in the world. So, what is your information? Is this right? Yes, up to 80%, or you can write down only 80%. All right. Now, next one we have is F, the last one for this task. We can save the wildlife for the future generation by, what's your information? All of you tell me now loudly. Yes, living more sustainable life. Or if you write living sustainable life also, that's fine. Okay. But this information you should find out. Good job. Now, our another task is, yes, you are right. Answer these questions in not more than 4 words. Here, you have to write your answer. You can write in 1 word, 2 words, 3 words, or 4 words, but not more than 4 words, not 5 words, not 6 words. Okay. So, let's be familiar with the questions first. What does the decline in wildlife indicate? You have to find out this information. B, what is the biggest reason for the destruction of habitats of wild animals? You have to find out the reason, biggest reasons of, let's say, destruction of natural living of the animals here. Okay. C, where do terrestrial species live? And where should we look to stop the trend of population decline? You can find here animals. Okay. Terrestrial, it means a kind of animal here, like living on the, let's say, ground, flying, you know, such things. Now, where should we look to stop the trend of population decline? See, when the population of animal go down, where to see? We have to check. Okay, these are the questions. Now, I am going to play the audio for you. Listen and find out the information for these questions. Now, I am playing.
A new report from the World Wildlife Fund says that we may need to overhaul the way that we get food in order to save the planet. Ian Lee has more on their findings.
From the savannah to the sea, the world's wildlife is under threat. Everything from big game animals and birds to our favorite fish have had their populations decline nearly 70% in the past 50 years. The World Wildlife Fund released the report.
When we see this decline in wildlife, that we're really seeing an indicator of decline in the overall planet that we call home.
The organization monitored nearly 21,000 different species. It says the destruction of habitats, like rainforests, is one of the biggest culprits.
How we grow food around the world is the biggest driver of decline for terrestrial species, species that live in forests or grasslands.
Agriculture is to blame for up to 80% of the global deforestation. To help stop the trend, experts say we only need to look as far as our kitchen.
There are clearly decisions that each of us can make in terms of what we eat, what we buy, how we use energy, a lot of choices that we make that do ripple through the system.
By living a more sustainable life, we can preserve our natural wonders and the animals that live there for future generations. Ian Lee, CBS News, London.
Okay, you might have done this task. Now, I want to play for one more time so that you can check your answers. Okay, and this is the last play for you. Listen to it carefully and check your answers.
A new report from the World Wildlife Fund says that we may need to overhaul the way that we get food in order to save the planet. Ian Lee has more on their findings.
From the savannah to the sea, the world's wildlife is under threat. Everything from big game animals and birds to our favorite fish have had their populations decline nearly 70% in the past 50 years. The World Wildlife Fund released the report.
When we see this decline in wildlife, that we're really seeing an indicator of decline in the overall planet that we call home.
The organization monitored nearly 21,000 different species. It says the destruction of habitats, like rainforests, is one of the biggest culprits.
How we grow food around the world is the biggest driver of decline for terrestrial species that live in forests or grasslands.
Agriculture is to blame for up to 80% of the global deforestation. To help stop the trend, experts say we only need to look as far as our kitchen.
There are clearly decisions that each of us can make in terms of what we eat, what we buy, how we use energy, a lot of choices that we make that do ripple through the system.
By living a more sustainable life, we can preserve our natural wonders and the animals that live there for future generations. Ian Lee, CBS News, London.
Well, you have checked your answers. Now, I want to check again. I have got this information for these questions, and whether you have got the same or not, you can check with me. So the first one is, what does the decline in wildlife indicate? What's your answer? All of you tell me loudly, please. Yes, your answer is decline the planet or decline the overall planet. This is what. So you can simply write down not more than 4 words, okay? Decline the planet. Now next one, what is the biggest reason for the destruction of habitats of wild animals? I hope you might have got it very easily. That is agriculture, okay? Now next one, where do terrestrial species live? Where should we look to stop the trend of population decline? So what's your answer? Yes, you are right again, forest and grassland, okay? Now the last one, where should we look to stop the trend of population decline? Where to check, you know? Yes, it is our kitchen. These are the information for these questions. If you have got, wonderful. If you haven't, don't worry. In your regular practice, you will be familiar with the accent, you know, and later you can find the information. But don't forget to listen to English, okay? Now after this one, we have come to another task, but that you have to do at your home in your free time. So what is that? What can be the efforts made by our country to save wild animals? So can you tell me? Let's hear your some ideas, please. All right, see, these can be the efforts, okay? And you can add more. For example, preserving habitats, okay? These days, we are conducting our activities indiscriminately. Because of that reason, animals are not getting their natural home, natural environment, you know. So, if we can provide natural environment to the animals, then they can survive. Their number can be increased, okay? Preserving habitats. Next can be monitoring and controlling poaching and hunting. These days, you know, people like to hunt the animals. People like to kill the animals for different things, you know, for different benefits. That should be controlled and monitored by the government. Similarly, making a strict plan and policy. You can write down. For example, you can add another point, for example, like this, creating awareness among people about the importance of wildlife. This is how you can add the points, discuss and share it with your friends in your classroom. Is that clear to you? Good. Dear students, we have come to the end of our today's class, and in our today's class, we learned to what? Yes, interpret the figures and charts, okay? And under listening skill, we learned to do the task, okay? This is what you have to do in your free time. Don't forget to practice. It's all for today. Have a wonderful time. Goodbye.